for $2.2 million. Is it tuna? Is it?
Hey everyone, I'm Ben Schneider. And recently on this channel, I talked about Greed, the short-lived Fox game show that's one of my all-time favorites. But I tried to avoid talking too much about one of Greed's most notable contestants, Dan Avila, who was the only contestant in the show's history to attempt the final $2 million question. The reason I did this was because I wanted to keep the focus of the video on the show as a whole, and I also felt Dan's run of the show deserved its own video, because there's a lot to talk about here. So today, join me for a look back at the man who was just one correct answer away from game show immortality. And by the way, if you've never seen Greed before and don't know how it works, go watch my other video first so that you get a better understanding of what's going on. Dan's game show experience extends well beyond Greed. Before his run on Greed, he was a Jeopardy champion in Season 7, winning one game and $5,300. According to the Jeopardy archive, he also appeared on at least 5 other shows in addition to Jeopardy. So he's no stranger to the genre.
He won $5,300 on Jeopardy, and on Sale of the Century, he won something that I would love, but I can't imagine what you would do with $600 worth of women's shoes. That's what you want? Why would they give you that? That's
well,
odd.
if you had a 7.5, we could talk.
Oh, that's what they're all size 7.5?
They're all the same size, yes.
We're actually first introduced to Dan the night of Greed's premiere.
Daniel Avila.
Norwalk, California, and I'm a photographer.
Greed aired 2 episodes the night of November 4th, 1999. And Dan is one of the 6 contestants whose game begins at the very end of the night. The qualifying question asks how many spaces are on a standard Scrabble board. The answer is 225. Dan guesses 250 and ends up taking the captain's position since he was the closest of the 6. Melissa and Curtis are tied, so Curtis takes the second spot on the team since he answered faster. Jackie qualifies 4th, and James takes the 5th and final spot on the team, eliminating Ward. The show only had time for the qualifying question before time ran out. So the November 11th episode begins at the very bottom of the Tower of Greed with the $25,000 question. James is asked a fairly easy question about the saying men are from Mars. Dan accepts the answer and the team is on the board just like that. Jackie's $50,000 question is also rather easy. Of course the front of a Cheerios box is yellow. The team's already a quarter of the way there. Melissa's $75,000 question is a little more, well, let's just say it's not a slam dunk. But deductive reasoning nonetheless leads her to Jon Stewart. Dan isn't fully confident, but he accepts the answer anyway, which ends up being right. Curtis is then given the $100,000 question, which asks about Roman numerals. As long as you know your Roman numerals, this is pretty straightforward too. Less than 10 minutes into the show, and Dan's team is already halfway there. Now the game gets a bit tougher. There are now 4 correct answers to each question, and the Terminator element of the game is introduced. The category to the $200,000 question is movies. Dan says he likes the category and tells Chuck he's going for it without hesitation. The Terminator chooses Melissa, and she takes the $10,000 and challenges James.
What company produces the Pentium 3 computer processor? James.
Compaq.
I'm sorry, that is an incorrect answer. Melissa, you won by default. It's Intel. Oh, James.
Because James answers incorrectly, Melissa wins by default and acquires his share of the pot. She'll now be playing for $80,000, while the rest of the team plays for $40,000 each. The question asks for 4 films that have won Best Picture. Dan elects not to use his freebie, saving it for a higher level. Jackie's up first, and her answer is The Godfather. Melissa locks in The Silence of the Lambs. Curtis says The Godfather Part 2, and Dan locks in Casablanca. The 4 answers are locked in, and Dan seems satisfied. He's not going to change any of them. Once the first 3 right answers are revealed, he's offered the $20,000 buyout.
Those are real $100 bills. There are 20,000 of them right there. I'm going to give you that 20,000, Daniel. Okay? Now you can distribute that among your team members if you're not that confident in the last answer, or you can give it back to me, and we'll see if Casablanca wins you $200,000.
I'm going to have to give it back to you, Chuck.
Give it back.
It's a good thing he did, because all 4 are right, and the team has $200,000.
For $200,000, is it Casablanca? Yes! How good is that? good is that?
The $500,000 questions category is popular food. Dan feels the need for greed, and the Terminator is activated once again. Melissa gets chosen again, but this time she decides to keep the team intact.
The Terminator has chosen you again, Melissa. It's chosen you again.
Do it again. I can't do it again. I can't go through that again. No.
You have $20,000 no matter what happened.
No, I'm fine. I'm happy with the food category. I can't do that to myself again.
Okay.
Somebody else is going to do it to me. I don't want to do it to myself.
Well, all right. So I can't tempt you with the 10,000. All right, then let's go ahead. Here we go.
The question asks for the 4 best-selling cheeses in 1998, according to the American Dairy Association. Dan elects to use the freebie this time, which eliminates Brie.
So are you glad you stayed, Melissa? Okay. Freebie, Daniel, want to use it? You want to save it?
Well, we're going to use it right now.
You're going to use it?
Yes.
Okay. You have your freebie? Okay, if you will, take away one wrong answer. Did that help?
Not really.
Not really.
Jackie says cheddar, Melissa says cream cheese, and Curtis says American. Dan reasons that pizza is very popular and locks in mozzarella as his choice. Once again, he declines to change any of the answers. Once again, he refuses to take the now $50,000 buyout. And once again, the team's 4th answer earns them the money.
For $500,000, $500,000, is it cream cheese? Yes, it is. We're going to take a commercial break. They've got $500,000. We're going to see if they can climb the Tower of Greed for 2 and 2 in just a minute. Stay with us.
Let's rewind the tape a bit. Did you catch Curtis's reaction there? It's instant. He's telling Dan to shut it down. There's only a split second of celebration. He's happy with his $100,000. He wants to go home now. The team's used up their freebie. It's too much of a risk. The $1 million question category is dead celebrities. Okay, that sounds a bit morbid, but it also doesn't tell you too much about what the question might entail. Curtis, Melissa, and Jackie all want to quit the game, but the decision is ultimately up to Dan.
Have to ask yourself that question one more time. Do you want to keep the cash, or do you feel the need for greed? Dead celebrity. $1 million. A lot of money.
I know it's a lot of money. We've already used the freebie up.
What do your players think?
Oh, I don't want to know what they think. I think so.
Well, Daniel, it's your decision, so you're going to have to make it.
I feel lucky.
Well, he feels lucky. We're going for $1 million.
Go. You can do it.
Playing for $200,000, Jackie, Curtis, $200,000, Daniel, $200,000. Melissa is playing for $400,000.
So with that, the game is on. The Terminator selects Curtis this time, who takes the opportunity to bank a guaranteed $10,000 by challenging Jackie.
Curtis, you want to take the challenge for $10,000, win or lose, and call out a player?
I have to challenge Jackie.
Challenge Jackie. Here we go. Come on, Jackie. Curtis, you're here. Jackie, you're here.
Why? Why me?
Why Jackie?
I just feel the need right now.
How you feeling, Jackie?
Terrible.
Jackie, you may win this. The winner of this question will be playing for how much? Let me look. $400,000. The loser will be out of the game. It's that simple, and it's that quick. And here is your $10,000, no matter what, Curtis. Here is your question. Everyone ready? What American president was the inspiration behind the teddy bear? Curtis?
Teddy Roosevelt.
That is exactly right. We'll accept it.
Curtis comes out on top and acquires Jackie's share. He and Melissa are now playing for $400,000, while Dan plays for $200,000. The question comes up and asks for 4 well-known people who die before the age of 30. As the answers are revealed, Curtis is noticeably enthusiastic. He seems to know each of the 4 answers, but there's only so much he can do to help the team. Melissa goes first and locks in Joan of Arc. Curtis calls this question easy money as he locks in James Dean.
We've got this. This is easy money. James Dean is one of them.
Dan locks in Rudolph Valentino. Curtis seems concerned, as if that's not one of them. Because there are only 3 contestants left, Dan can either choose to give the 4th answer himself, or pass it on to someone else. He wisely hands it over to Curtis.
I'm going to give it to Curtis.
We give it to Curtis. Curtis.
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin.
And then, one of the boldest moves in game show history.
Is there any answer that you would like to change? Only one, and I'll accept that one change.
I've been thinking about my answer.
What was your answer?
Valentino. I'm going to go with, I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to change my own answer.
What are you going to change it to, Daniel?
Hopefully the right one.
Very quiet in the audience, please.
Buddy Holly.
Changing it to Buddy Holly.
The big bopper.
It's all locked in. Curtis is the only one that seems absolutely confident that he's going to walk out of here with $400K.
How about that? Dan hasn't rejected or changed an answer all night, but he takes back his own answer and locks in Buddy Holly. If Curtis's reaction is any indication, the $1 million is about to be won. Keep in mind, John Carpenter's appearance on Millionaire wasn't until November 19th, 8 days after this episode aired. So Greed will actually end up awarding a $1 million prize before Millionaire if these 4 answers are correct. James Dean, Janis Joplin, and Joan of Arc are all correct. The buyout at this level is a 2000 Jaguar XK8 convertible with all the extras imaginable, plus $25,000 in the trunk, making the total value over $100,000. At this point, Dan no longer controls his teammates' destinies, but all 3 are confident in Buddy Holly and elect to go for the $1 million. Chuck sends Fox to commercial, and history is made when they return.
Is Buddy Holly worth $1 million? About it is the wild thing about it is you didn't want to go, did you, Melissa? Melissa didn't know it. You didn't want to go either. None of you wanted to go. You can thank Curtis or Daniel, excuse me, for having guts enough to go.
Great job.
That's unbelievable, you guys. Let me tell you something. It's not over yet. Take your places. Over here, Daniel. Because on Greed, the richest, most dangerous show on television, we have a jackpot worth $2.2 million.
There's only about 6 minutes left in the episode at this point, so Chuck does a bit of stalling, sending Fox to another break. When they come back from commercial, each question is revisited to catch viewers up and summarize how the team got to this point. Before another commercial break. It's clear what's happening here. Instead of rushing to complete the game before the episode ends, Fox is going to let the drama roll over to the November 18th episode. I mean, can you really blame them? I'd love to know what the ratings were that night.
Now, the thing is, I don't want you to have to make that decision right now. We're almost out of time, and I want to give you as much time as possible to think this over and make your decision on your own. So we're going to allow you to come back on the next show and make the decision as to whether you want to go for $2.2 million. I hope that's okay with you. Is it okay?
Fine.
It's all the time we have. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chuck Woolery. I'll see you next time on Greed. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.
The category to the $2.2 million question is odors.
Everybody thought that was funny. But then again, that's the category. It's the best I can do.
And each contestant is in control of their own destiny. The decision to go for it goes about how you'd expect. Curtis and Melissa take their $410,000 winnings and walk away. But Dan's been absolutely fearless all game. Did you really think he'd stop short of a $2.2 million?
Daniel, if you decide to go, you alone will stand before this tower of greed, and you will be playing for $2.2 million by yourself. Are you going to go, or are you going to stop? He's going to go! Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Curtis. Right down here, if you will, please. Congratulations for all your money. Congratulations, Melissa. Good luck. Here we go.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Well, Daniel, you surprised me. I didn't know you were going to do this. I mean, nobody did. Unbelievable.
I didn't know I was going to do it.
What guts! Oh, man, I hope you make it, Daniel.
Thank
I really
you.
do. It's going to be you and me alone against that tower.
Okay.
Actually, Daniel, it's going to be you alone against the tower. We'll be back to find out if he can win $2.2 million right after this.
Because Dan's the only contestant who chose to play on, he's playing for the top prize by himself. If he finds all 4 correct answers, he won't just win his $440,000 share, he'll take home $2.2 million all by himself. Combine that with the more than $800,000 Curtis and Melissa just won, and Fox is looking at a potential $3 million payout among all the contestants. This truly is the richest game show in television history, isn't it? Well, here we go. The moment of truth. I'm just going to sit back for this one and enjoy watching along with you.
Before we do any more, we all are appreciative of your courage, and thank you very much, and wish you well.
Thank you.
So, are you ready for the jackpot question worth $2.2 million?
Yes, I am.
Let me invite you right down here.
Thank you.
Stand on the left right there. All right, Daniel. Here is your question. According to a Yale University study of the most recognizable smells, which 4 of the following 9 topped the list? Baby powder, peanut butter, mothballs, tuna, coffee, dry cat food, chocolate, cinnamon, Vicks Vapo Rub. You feel confident? It's a tough question.
That's a tough question.
Well, it's
But-
worth a lot of money, so I know,
I
you
know.
understand.
I know.
Yeah.
They weren't going to make it easy.
No. So
Okay.
you have 30 seconds to think of your answers and start now.
Okay, I've got a couple of quick ones here. Peanut butter.
Just think of them.
Peanut butter and tuna. The coffee. Everybody drinks the coffee. Baby powder. No. Vicks Vapor Rub. Jeez. I'm gonna say tuna for sure. Then peanut butter. Peanut butter is my next choice. Coffee is my third choice. And Vicks Vapor Rub.
Okay, those are your 4 choices. Does he get a chance to change anything? Okay, you don't have a chance. You're captain, but all those things are gone.
I know.
Well, boy, oh boy, here we go. All right,
Okay.
Daniel, let's take a look together and see what we think. Do we have peanut butter? Yes.
Okay.
Very distinctive smell.
Jeez. One.
Is coffee there? Yes.
Okay. 2 down.
2 answers away from $2.2 million, Daniel. How about Vicks Vapo Rub? Yes! Oh, man, you may get it. You may get this, Daniel. You may get this.
I hope so.
You're close. Oh, no.
My heart.
Oh, this is a good answer. It's one of the. I think it's a great answer. I really do. Let's
Okay.
hope. I don't know what's there either. Let's hope that that's it. For $2.2 million, is it tuna? Is it? Daniel. Oh, I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed it's chocolate.
Neither would have I.
Because it's not a pungent smell.
Exactly.
Oh, Daniel.
Okay.
Well, my friend, you showed an enormous amount of courage.
Thank you.
You were great to have on the show. Okay. I am so sorry you're leaving with nothing.
All right. Okay.
Thank you for playing. You made our lives.
Playing.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. That'll be it.
Well, what a shame. What a shame. Tried to give away $2.2 million, and he missed it after giving up the car and all that money. Oh, boy. What a guy this guy was. Was he great or what? I mean, fantastic. Daniel was all right. Well, they don't call it the most dangerous game in America for nothing. I'll tell you what. We're going to come back with a new team, more greed, right after this. Stay with us.
Man, what a heartbreaker. Dan was so close to more than double what John Carpenter would win the very next night on Millionaire. And he leaves with nothing. But that's greed. It's the richest game in America, but it's also the most dangerous. Now, Dan's story on greed doesn't end here. I mentioned in my last video that greed started bringing back contestants for $1 Million Moments in February of 2000. Curtis and Melissa actually faced off for one of these, and Curtis got to play for the million, which he ended up winning.
You guys won a lot of money.
Yes,
I know
we
you
did.
because Daniel took you there, didn't he?
Yeah, thank God for Daniel.
What automaker is the parent company of the luxury car Lexus? Curtis?
Toyota.
That's exactly right. You got you, Melissa. But you're still leaving with what? $410,000.
Give me the Beverly Hillbillies.
The last of the $1 Million Moments came on Greed's Tournament of Losers special. For this episode, Greed brought back both Jackie and Dan won the Terminator question. He was asked about the most popular US cities among overseas travelers, and once again, only got 3 of the 4 right answers. This means that Dan played for a total of $3.2 million on Greed, and didn't go home with anything. Talk about tough luck. Fortunately for Dan, he'd get an opportunity for redemption on the syndicated version of Millionaire in 2005.
You are the guy who was on the game show Greed, and you lost how much?
I did 2.2 million.
2.2. I know, it's painful. You gave up $200,000 to go for the 2.2 million, and then...
I missed the question.
You missed it, all right.
I got 3 out of 4, but I missed the question.
Well, you are here to vindicate yourself, all right?
Yes, I am.
Because you're going for $1 million, and it's already, the check is made out. It's right here for you.
All right.
15 questions. Hold on to it if you want.
Oh, okay. No, I'll let you hold on to it.
It's worthless. You can hold on to it, all right?
Millionaire can't quite make up for the money he didn't win on Greed, but he did end up with a very nice prize of $100,000.
When President James Garfield was shot in 1881, who invented a type of metal detector to try to find the bullet? Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, George Westinghouse.
C. Final answer.
Oh, Dan, as I said, the audience is almost always right, and this time they're wrong. You have...
But I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to say final. I'm going to walk. 42.
I'm awfully glad you didn't stop. Dan, congratulations.
He'd even returned to Millionaire in its final season in syndication as a +1 lifeline.
May I please use my +1?
You bet. Final?
Final.
Okay. Now let's bring your friend Dan down here. Okay. All right, Dan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Awesome.
You're fine.
Now drop some knowledge on him, Dan.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the question, and I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan.
Good.
Oh,
And
thank you. Will you please tell me the answer?
the answer is A, a fistful of dollars.
I'm going to go with A.
A, fistful of dollars.
Can we say it together?
Final answer.
You got it. That's right.
Hey, thank you.
All right.
And that's more than most Millionaire contestants can say they've done. Dan might not have won any money on greed, but it's either him or Curtis when it comes to Greed's greatest contestant. Think of the grit and determination it took to turn down $200,000 with no safe havens, no lifelines, no help, no buyout after 3 correct answers were revealed, none of that stuff. Just him and the Tower of Greed. Even though he came up just short, you've still got to admire what he accomplished on the show. Thanks for watching.
Was he great or what? I mean, fantastic. Daniel was all right.